Hello, welcome to Mayor's Minute on Castanet Penticton. I'm Colin Dacre. This is the Mayor, Andrew Jacobite. This week, your city manager made some comments, spoke publicly about something that a lot of residents in Penticton have been feeling like they're kind of yelling at the sky over for a very long time. He said that the city has been getting really inundated with complaints about homelessness, addiction, mental health issues, but his big point is, well, I mean, we're the city. I don't have a department to deal with mental health. And his big line was that this is a crisis, not a problem, and it needs to be addressed accordingly. What do you think about that?
Well, it's happening throughout the whole province and the country, but particularly the province up and down the valley. You're seeing, the homelessness, the vagrancy, the drug addiction, mental health issues, continue to escalate. And you got to remember, our city manager came in about 6 months ago, and so as he's exploring the town with, and he's got a wife and 2 kids. He's being exposed and sort of documenting what he's seeing, and for some people in the community, we've sort of realized that it happens every year, and in summer it really amplifies. But it's getting to the point now where there's a lot of property crime. There's people just not just sleeping in public places, but setting up camp and doing drugs, doing things that are nefarious, and being very not just visible, but very sort of vocal and belligerent and intimidating to the public. And so if, as a community, we've invested a lot to revitalize downtown or beautify parks, and residents can't enjoy them, they start getting frustrated and concerned, and it's starting to, in summer it sort of escalates because the warm weather brings everyone out. We have more sort of transient workers, and then just the lack of rooms and campgrounds at an affordable price, sort of just, it sort of brings everything to the head, and it's beginning to boil over, because we are getting calls and emails, and social media certainly is blown up on incidents, and it's usually 1 or 2 individuals that kind of create a negative spotlight on the whole situation, and having people quite concerned. And it's one of the things we've sat down with Superintendent Diager with the RCMP about concerns, and he is hosting a public town hall meeting July 12th at the Convention Center, 7 p.m. to talk about community safety and policing, and I think he's got a few strategies he wants to unveil to the community at that time. He also lives downtown, so he sees firsthand what's happening and what some of the community is expressing concern over. So I feel confident that we are making some progress and some steps in the right direction. I've sat with him with some meetings with Interior Health to ensure, because we really need a lot of the other players to sort of come to the table as well. It's not the city. The city's not the champion. We don't have a social services department or a homeless department, those sorts of things. But we're certainly an active player, and will be an active player, and we're trying to help facilitate everyone into one room. And last year you heard of 100 Homes Penticton, and they first identified 128 people who are homeless by name, and they wanted to be able to find housing for them for the next year and a half. And through the city and BC Housing, we've actually found, I think, a little over 60 homes for them, and so we're still working towards addressing that. But that's one of the sort of nonprofits and faith-based groups working together. Now we need to link them in with some of the agencies that provide the services, so we can actually make some sort of collaborative effort forward. And we've, some of those meetings that I referenced, I sat in on. Some of the different departments even within Interior Health realized that they're having overlapping services to the same client, and so. That needs to stop. That needs to improve to actually some collaborative efforts that are going to make a difference in our community, and our community is expecting that and hoping for that, and it hasn't been lost on City Council. This week our city manager sort of put the gauntlet down to say this is an issue, not just an issue, a crisis, and we're trying to get the other players on board to make sure it's not just one entity working in isolation, waving the flag, but actually collectively us making a difference.
Yeah, so you have the relationships with the people like, well, sorry, Mayor and Council has relationships with people like MLA Dan Ashton, Interior Health, and stuff like that. So are you guys making a concerted effort to bring the province, Interior Health, the RCMP, not local nonprofits, actually in one room together to talk about this? Is that something we could see?
Yes, and so we've already started that that process, and July 12th I think is sort of the first chance for a community town hall. It's more for the policing side of things. As a city, we are trying to put together some symposium on mental health addictions and homelessness. With all those players that you're talking about at the table, and people in the community who have an interest and not just in an opinion, but actually some solutions that we can try, because everyone has opinions on both extremes of the gamut, and we really need some solutions that we can try, and other communities have had success, and that usually means because the province and the health authority has partnered with some of the other agencies and are all on the same page and making things happen.
All right, perfect. That's been this week's Mayor's Minute. I'm Colin Dacre. If you have any questions for the Mayor you would like to send in, you can send them to letters@castanet.net. Until next week.